are listening to the Balancing Act podcast. Here's your hosts, Jamie Wonko and Joe Vitale.
Okay, hey, we are officially recording.
Hello, and welcome back to the Balancing Act podcast. I am Jamie Wonko here with Mr. Joseph Vitale. Hello, Mr. Joseph Vitale.
Hello, Miss Jamie Wonko. You might notice us looking a little different because we're trying something a little different today. Just a little special shout out to Rob and the team at Human Content just for helping us troubleshoot. If you've watched our episodes, you've seen some freezing issues and some stuff that has taken place. So they're letting us test things out on a different program. So that's why this looks a little different today. But we just want to say thank you to them for troubleshooting and helping us out and letting us test this out on their end and giving us a hand with it. So thank you guys.
Absolutely. Thank
very
you
much
guys.
so.
Yes. And you know who else we want to thank?
I mean, who else do we want to thank?
We want to thank our Season 3 sponsor. Season 3 is brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Teachers Insurance Plan. Check out their website for more information and to get a quote.
Yeah.
Teachers Insurance Plan, auto insurance that brings exclusive educator savings and exceptional customer care to New Jersey and Pennsylvania educational employees.
Isn't that awesome?
Isn't it?
Yeah. You know what else is awesome? Listen, if you've listened to our last few episodes, you may have noticed in the middle of the episode, we have some ad reads in there of my lovely co-host and myself reading about two new sponsors that have stepped in and are now supporting our show. One of them is NJ School Jobs. A special shout out to Chris at Teachers Insurance Plan for putting us in touch with Todd, who works for New Jersey School Jobs. You know, New Jersey helping New Jersey. We had some wonderful talks.
Teachers Insurance Plan, the Disney of insurance companies.
The Disney of insurance companies.
That's right.
Yeah, we really, are thankful. When we first started our partnership with Chris and Teachers Insurance Plan, he had said, our network is your network. And he got us in touch with Todd, and we had a number of talks before the holidays and worked some things out. And they'll be a part of our show for the rest of the season. You'll hear us talking about them. And New Jersey School Jobs, if you are familiar with looking for a job in New Jersey, it's a great one-stop shop place to check in on all things New Jersey jobs related. And again, it's not just for teaching. It can also be for school support staff or custodians and coaching.
Admin, so many things. Counselors, yes.
Yeah. So please definitely check them out if you're looking for any job opportunities that are out there. And also a product that I've been using that I talked about, I may have talked about earlier in this season, something called Lesson Launchpad that I've been using, which is an automated program I use on my smartboard class, and it has timers and widgets. And what I love about it most is I can make like student groups where instead of like doing like little popsicle sticks, or I can do a randomizer where it picks kids to read. I put their birthdays in, and automatically, like when they walk in the classroom and the class starts, I put it in by the start times by the bell. And it'll be happy birthday with candles, and like it's really cool to like see the kids come in and see that stuff. I love using it, and they've also are going to be sponsoring us for a little while.
This is the LL Cool J.
Yes.
Ladies love Cool Joe.
Jeans. Yeah.
But no,
Cool Joe. Yeah.
It's Lesson Launchpad.
Yeah.
Loves Joe.
I was wondering where we were going with that. That took me a
LL
second.
Cool J.
Yeah,
that's you. Lesson Launchpad with Joseph Vitale.
Yeah, no, it's and we have a
and
code.
You love it.
And if you want to try your subscription, which is not all that expensive, we have a code for $5 off. You can put in balance and get yourself a full year subscription. I know it's near, we're getting into the springtime where we're getting spring fever and the kids are going to start getting crazy. But this is a good way to get your class started. You could do music. There are so many, I could ramble on forever, but it's really fun. And I'm just dipping my toe in the water, learning about it myself. So a lot of fun stuff out there. Please support people that support our show. And special shout outs to all those who've been helping us out to grow our show and get us in the ears of as many people as possible. So it's awesome that we're growing this. We're doing a thing.
I mean, you got to drive to work. You might as well take us with you.
Yeah. I mean, we are a delight, as we say often.
Of course we are. We are a delight. Come on.
Absolutely. So what's new in the world these days there, Ms. Wonko?
Well, I have to tell you, I was singing. What a shock. What a change. So I was singing And my song was this: "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood."
Oh.
Because just before we start recording, I like to throw on my teacher's insurance plan
I put mine on today too, as a matter of fact.
quarter zip. So
Q-zip, baby.
I don't know if you also sang Fred Rogers style. It's a
I
beautiful
did. Well,
day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
I do not sing Mr. Rogers, but today, before this episode came out, the Muppet Show's coming back on. And I'm really excited about the Muppet Show. It's going to be like a special thing because I loved the Muppet Show as a kid.
You know who wasn't excited about the Muppets? People who attended Hollywood Studios in Disney World.
Yeah,
because
I like the
took
Muppets.
it down. Well, they closed it last summer, and it was just gut-wrenching to me because we always went. We loved it.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Even the store, I always would have to swing through. And even Pizza Rizzo. We would hit up Pizza Rizzo like nobody's business.
Gotcha.
Did you ever go to Pizza Rizzo, Mr. Ray
did.
Talley? Not
a huge fan of Pizza Rizzo. I'm going to be honest.
You're wrong. And also, put it on the list.
Put it on the list of things.
It wasn't, it's not like it's like elite pizza, but the experience was elite.
No, the experience was fun, yes.
The experience was everything. And, they had this secret hidden room upstairs for people like me who spent a lot of time with little kids doing crazy things like going to Florida in July. So they had this secret room upstairs of Pizza Rizzo that was like Dance Party USA. So, and it was like very lots of open space up there for, and really, really nice AC.
So I introduced my students today as they were leaving class because I talked about the Muppet Show. I'm like, hey, y'all got homework. Gotta watch the Muppet Show tonight, 8 o'clock on TV.
They were like, what's TV?
They're like, what's TV? So it's not on YouTube. So I told them, you gotta watch the Muppet Show. So I played the theme song at the end. I love the Muppet Show theme song. So I sang along, and they're all looking at me like I'm nuts. And it's just, I'm with you on that. I'm with you with the singing and the happiness.
Yeah,
because
Jason's friend Randy is a Muppet.
The Muppet? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. He's Beaker?
Yep.
Nice.
Red hair and everything.
Love the Muppets. That was my jam back in the day. It was.
I really enjoyed Muppet Babies.
I do remember. I don't remember it as
Babies. We'll do the same for you when your room is kind of weird and you wish that you weren't there.
God, that's a pull right there. That is a theme song pull. I'm impressed.
That's why I can't learn anything new, guys. That's why I can't learn anything new.
Yes.
So my head is filled with 1980s and 90s theme music. Bring back the theme music. Jason and I have been watching a series. Could I tell you what it's on? No. But it's great. And it is essentially like the history of sitcoms and television.
Ooh, I want to hear about this.
Really good. What's it on?
Yeah.
He says, Jamie, sit down. We're watching the show now.
What's really okay? So I'll have to text in our thread later and ask. But one of the other things that's really great is my wife is famous for this. Okay, she will be like, "Oh, I want to watch that new show. It's on Netflix. Let's look for it." She goes on Netflix, and it's like searching. Then she goes to the little magnifying glass, and then she's typing it in. It's like, nope, it's not on Netflix. I think it's on Hulu. Searching. I'm like, oh my god, can you just Google it? Can you just Google what's on?
Right.
So like,
Alexa, what's it on?
We're flipping through the 700 streaming services that we have now, and I almost want to make it a streaming service.
Screaming
service.
Then you can just
put
scream.
the show on.
Yeah, put the show on. Right, exactly.
Yeah,
100%.
So, it was like, so yeah, she's notorious for that. I want to hear about that show. I definitely want to get the name of that.
Well, part of it was, the theme songs and how influential they were, and they do go back to what we were watching. They were talking about the evolution of like the networks fighting with one another and how ABC was doing so poorly. And so they, one of the executives said, hey, you know what we need to do? We need to tap into this resource of viewers called teenagers.
Yes.
And so they started with Happy Days, and then Happy Days did the spinoff to Laverne and Shirley, and and so different people were commenting on Schlemiel, and just how
exactly.
And really, it's like it's such a lost art form. It's just so amazing. And it's like,
so
hey,
when
Neil
I
Diamond.
so
Neil
when I
Diamond
sang,
wrote so many theme songs
so
and
when
commercials.
I sing, you're gonna make it after all, and I throw my hat up in the air.
Of course, they don't know.
Nobody knows.
Nobody
There's
knows.
a
I
great.
know.
There's a you do. There's a great bit
Old.
with Paul Rudd, doing something with, I don't remember who he did it with, but he did it
Jimmy
with
Fallon. I feel like he does a lot with Jimmy Fallon.
Well, no, he did a thing with Billy Joel, and he had Billy Joel come in because it was the song. The song for the show was I don't remember the name of the Billy Joel
Bosom
song.
Buddies?
It's for Bosom Buddies. That was the
Yeah.
show. So the theme song was from Bosom Buddies, and they had Billy Joel come in and sing the song. But the whole bit was like, yeah, you're not singing it like the guy. So like, but it's his song. But it was like a remake of the Billy Joel song. So they're like, yeah, you got to do it like this. So they're like busting Billy Joel's chops. It's a great bit.
Was it?
But
like,
also,
I don't care what they say anymore.
it might have been My Life. Yeah.
I feel like
that
it's
was
that. Yeah.
That was another great show back in the day.
That was also featured on this series,
Bosom
whatever
Buddies.
this is. Yes,
Yeah.
because they did an entire episode on sexuality in television. And it's really good.
This is really up my. I gotta figure that out.
Excellent.
So speaking of like the kids and the teenagers, and we did a show a long time ago. It was like the kids are not all right.
Yes,
and
throwback.
I don't remember exactly what we talked about on that episode. I don't remember. But I do know that the kids are not all right because there's a lot of things like going on right now. There's a post that I've shared with you that we've talked about on occasion, and
100%. You think we can link that as part of the?
Yeah, I will definitely do that.
Great.
I think it's Matt Boudreau, I think is how it's pronounced. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I don't know if he posted it or I hope I'm giving credit to the right person.
Sure.
But it talks about across K to 12, teachers report that many students now struggle with tying shoes, using scissors, holding pencils correctly, zipping coats, opening food containers, following multi-step directions. Oh, we're giving the thumbs up.
Well, the thumbs up came up for you, but it never comes up for me. But go ahead.
These Macs. You got to like hold it for a while, and then it comes up. And there's developmental deficits, and there are things that cite like over-accommodation by parents doing tasks for kids instead of letting them struggle and learn.
Yes.
Screen time replacing hands-on play. Fine motor skills don't develop through swiping. Fear of letting kids fail. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, right?
Yes.
And today, when we were leaving, right, you're nodding your head and you're just kind of smiling and you're looking at me and I'm like, "What's up?" And sometimes we see each other at the end of the day. And sometimes you don't. I'm like, "What's going on?" He's like,
I really wanted to say your hat looks great.
Listen,
I loved your hat. Your hat looked great. It's a great hat.
I've had that hat for a very long time.
It's a great hat.
And it's warm. So,
I mean, it looks like my grandmother knit it. My grandma couldn't knit, but it looks like my grandmother knitted it.
I will take all the things you can. If you're busting my chops right now, I'll take it and wear it with a badge of honor. Because, girl,
no, I was being sincere. Why can't you tell the difference between me being sincere and me being? I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious.
Have you met my wife?
Yeah. No, I'm serious. It looked super warm. And,
it was.
And I actually thought to myself once I was on my journey to my car, I was thinking, wow, I wonder if I wonder if Joe's going to take that hat off because it's pretty nice out today.
It was, actually. I got in my car and I took it off.
Sweating.
Yeah. So I actually got that hat. It was a Colonia swim team fundraiser. I bought it long time ago when I worked at the previous middle school. They were selling it. I was like, I'm gonna
time
get
ago, Joe bought that hat. It's really nice.
When I saw you at the end of the day, you had this look on your face.
You said,
and you nodded. You're like, oh, we use scissors today. And I would love to hear.
It's amazing. Also, budgeting time. Put that on the list.
Oh, yeah. You don't need to start with the executive function stuff. Absolutely.
The budgeting of the time. And so I was 4 for 4. I was 4 for 4 for you have 40 minutes. And they were like, I got oodles of time. And across the board, in every single class, section by section by section, out of 25 kids, about 5 completed the task.
And may I ask what the task was?
Yeah. So the task was to cut out a mug, and the mug is a mug of love.
Got
and it. You need to cut out 9 small hearts. about the size of like the palm of your hand. So not really, not very small, but small enough. 9 of them. But before you cut them out, you need to write on them things that fill you. You fill your love mug, your mug of love, mug of love, your mug of love. And then you also need to, and then you needed to color them. And I did recommend and had the directions written on the board in the order that I wanted them to do it, with 2 examples of completed projects. And I had it, step by step by step. I went over it step by step by step. And I recommended that they color before they cut to make it, less of a mess.
Because then they're
really.
coloring like these little palm-shaped things.
But
Okay.
also what they tend to do then is color all over my tables. And I don't care for that. So
That's a no. Got
and
it.
then they had to glue them. So to make it almost as if the hearts were like marshmallows or like bubbles like coming up and out of the mug.
So great. So this class today was essentially building the atomic bomb. That's what you were doing. You were like, hey,
and
let's
clean up.
And clean up. Oh, great. So
I
yeah.
had so I shut the door, and I said, you're not leaving me with this mess. Everybody pitch in, and even if you're done, you have to help your table mates, right? Because right now we're living in a world where they chose their seats.
Oh yeah.
So if you chose your seat, these are the people that you want to be with. That means that you like them and you help people. Like you should want to help everybody, but this crew, we're just going to start with like help the people that are close to you and that you report that you like, right? But what was fantastic about it was how they were so self-assured that they were going to be, and I kept saying, okay, now 20 minutes. And now 15 minutes. And then some of them with like the 5-minute cleanup warning were like trying. And it was like, but you're not going to have time. And I did start the lesson also because this is another thing that as a parent, I do not understand. And I get like equity and we don't all have the same and bring the same to the table, all those things. However, how in your home, apartment, your dwelling, do you not have like a 60-cent box of crayons?
Okay.
And the kids call them colors now. Do your students do that?
No.
This is a very common trend. Like, I don't have colors at home. I don't have colors at home.
I have literally never heard that.
Oh, wow.
Not
now
once.
tomorrow you're going to hear it 6 times.
I probably will.
Yeah, Mrs. Longo, I don't have any colors at home. Okay. So I said to them, look, I know you're going to high school next year. Because let's remind our listeners that I only did this with 8th graders. Kids that are, some of them are old enough to work in the community at 14 years. Yes. Okay. Wow. And I have to tell you the funniest thing of like how many of them look at the scissors I have and they want to know, like, and they just look and they say, and they move the scissor back and forth.
You got to watch this one, guys. I'm telling you, she's
bro, how old are these?
That's great. Bro, I love the bro.
Bro.
Yeah.
How old are these? And I'm like, bro, older than you.
Yeah.
25 years old. And they're like,
yeah.
Amazing.
It's a relic. Relic. Yeah, I mean, you look at that.
I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep
doing
doing
it.
it.
So I do the same. I do a couple different projects like that and one of the things that I got from you in regards to stations is having them color.
Oh,
while
I love
they're
the
doing,
coloring.
Like they're doing a discussion. I give them like some discussion questions, and honestly, that's always the station that goes the best.
Yeah.
Because you give them something low stakes like coloring, but then they just sit and calmly color and also talk to each other. And I, interject and pop in there and stuff like that.
Yes.
Hey, shout out to Lesson Launchpad with your time blindness. You could always put
J.
Yeah, you could put Lesson Launchpad loves Joe, or Joe loves Lesson Launchpad, or Cool LL, whatever you want to say.
JLL.
Yes, with your smart boards and all your fun little fancy things, you can do a timer that's up there. But you can also do them in Lesson Launchpad. You can put them up there, so then this way, at the end, it'll give you a little blibbity blorp, a little beep 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 thing at the end, which I love.
Beep, 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 boop, boop.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
I love it.
Anyway, there's also another one to talk about, which is the bane of my existence, because I have I call it morning meeting, even though it doesn't always happen in the morning. Like we go over what the agenda is for the day. So
of course.
I have my screen. I have 2 screens in the room. I do not have a whiteboard. So I utilize one of the reasons that I know I keep going back to Lesson Launchpad, but I used to use Google Slides, which was good, but this just works a little bit better for me because I have a TV at the back of the room with a Chromebook hooked up to it that has like the agenda for the day, what we're working on with timers and everything else, and I can use the front board to do all the other things, the instruction, use my bells and whistles with the smart board and, you know, music and all different stuff, right? So following multi-step directions. I'm at a point where I finally saw something which just released in Google Classroom, which when I give them directions, I type directions on a separate document. I give them, please read this document below. Make sure you also read the rubric that's attached. And I don't go over it word for word. I give them a basic overview, and then I say, hey, make sure you read the rubric because it's very important for you to know how you were going to be evaluated. I tell my own children to do that. I tell the kids that I tutor to do that, like, hey, let's look at the rubric and see how we're supposed to be evaluated on this project. But now, Google Classroom added something. And they added, and I can show you where it is if you don't know where it is, they added like a spot underneath each of the documents that you provide them that says 17 kids didn't open this document. 14 kids didn't open this document. So you can say like, oh, did you read the directions? And they go, yeah. And then you can click on that and say, no, you didn't, because this says you never opened it.
Yeah.
So there's, of course, a difference between opening it and actually reading it. But
Right.
I can say to them, hey, all the things that I've gone over are all right here. And that's a big stressor for me that they can't follow. I mean, 3-step directions. Complete this. When you're done with it, put it in this bin over here and grab the paper that's next to it. And they can't do those things.
Right. So the question is, can't or can't want to? Because
I think there's some can't, but some can't want to. Have you ever thought, I work in education, why is finding a job so weirdly hard?
Yeah, scrolling through random job boards where half the listings don't even make sense is not the vibe.
That's why njschooljobs.com actually makes sense.
It's a job board built specifically for New Jersey schools, public, private, charter, and parochial.
Teachers, administrators, counselors, support staff, coaching opportunities. If your job involves a bell schedule, this site's for you.
It's free for job seekers. You can upload your resume, set job alerts, and apply without jumping through hoops.
Schools across New Jersey actively use njschooljobs.com, so these are real, current openings.
They also host virtual job fairs where you can connect with multiple districts online. No driving all over the state.
Those are coming up soon, so check the link in our episode description to register.
Head to njschooljobs.com.
Every teacher knows that the first 5 minutes of class set the tone for everything that comes after. Lesson Launchpad helps you nail those first 5 minutes without scrambling. Presentations change automatically. Timers start automatically. Music sets the mood. Agendas and reminders appear right on time without you clicking anything. You set it up once, and Lesson Launchpad runs your class in the background while you focus on students. It's like having another teacher in the classroom with you. Check out lessonlaunchpad.com to start a 1-month free trial and use the code BALANCE for $5 off a yearly subscription. If you're ready to start every class calm, clear, and ready to teach, check out Lesson Launchpad today.
Right. So there is this divide between and this year there's a lot of like, what did she say? What did she just say? And they say that to each other, and I hear them saying it to each other, and then I will reply, she just said, open your book, you know. And then they look at me and I say, I'm she is me.
With your scissors.
I'm she is me. I say that a lot. I'm she is me. And she said, so there's a little bit of that. We're lost in so many different routines, expectations, and we've spoken about this a little bit.
Yeah.
I do believe that there is quite a bit of the place to place that you're going, and like you said, you know, you call it morning meeting, and you know, everybody has a different, you know, some teachers do a little bit of a do now, some don't. You come in, you know, some kids have to pick something up, some it's, you know, whatever that is the routine, and it is different 6 times.
Correct.
the access to information, I think, across the board is doing a disservice for many of our students because they are not curious and they're not seeking, they're just not even looking, right? So we have a big gifted and talented program in our school district.
Yes, we do.
And every other Wednesday, droves of students, leave. And I am a very big supporter of the arts, and they leave now our academic students don't leave. Their teachers come to them. Yeah. So the gifted and talented enrichment students, their teachers come to them. The gifted and talented arts, theater, music, vocal and instrumental, as well as creative writing and theater, they all leave. Okay. They come in or some of them miss the class completely, and they'll come the next day, as many students do when they're absent, and they say, what did I miss? Did we do anything yesterday? What did I miss? And what's my response to them? What does she say to them, do you think, Mr. Vitale?
I am not she, and she is not me. But I probably say you pose a question. Did you happen to look in Google Classroom or check and see if there's anything that you might have missed?
Every time. Every time.
To me, and I realize the line that I'm taking, they're not absent. So if they miss your class, this is me, right? If they miss your class to go somewhere else, they are responsible for the work that they missed that day. So anything that they then ask you the next day is late. Like
right.
That's
so,
not.
I mean, and I don't even I won't get in quite as deep as that because two of my children do participate in that program, and we do have that, as a parent, I talk to them about it. And I get, do you want to talk to me? Because I'll talk to you. And, if a student, you want to make a connection and you want to have a chat, 100%. But typically my very first response is, did you check Google Classroom? Did you read? Because what you had just said about the directions, I do tend to post my daily agenda there. I post my agenda every single day with page numbers, attachments, directions, rubrics, whatever that possibly is. And I don't expect them to do it, although a lot of them can. But the expectation is that you read it. And just like you're saying, I'm seeing 17 unopened, 17, with no edits. 17,
for those kids that are, especially as an 8th grader, you're a high achieving kid who's going to a supplemental program for the arts, which is, again, big supporter of the arts. I also was in the G&T program for music when I went to school in the district in which we work. So I was in that program 1,000 years ago, back when we used candles for light. So I knew that when I was not there, I had to make up the work. And there was no Chromebook or agenda. You went and had a face-to-face conversation with your teacher, and you got the work that you missed, and then you did it that night.
Right.
So to me, that's how I do it, right? I say, hey, if you're going to be a G&T and you're not going to be in class, you have to check in at some point. You literally walk by me enough times where you can come and see me.
Yeah. So what did I miss? I know. And I try to oh, what did I miss? Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you. Sure. Yeah. And we do have one day a week. Well, that's another thing, right? So if we're adding on layers and layers of trying to keep up with everything, we do also have one day a week that there's no computers. And, and I do wish that we would push a little bit harder for absolutely no tech at lunch, because that really has, worked very, very well in one of the cafeterias that I'm in. We are 100% no tech, but we're only there every other day. So, that, So I think it was you posted, someone originally posted, and then Educator Andrea, had a little piece that she had responded to. And she did go back to taking away some of the obstacles that were put forth during COVID.
I thought her take was very interesting.
It was interesting. I agree.
And because one of the things that she said was, it's like we said to them, oh, let's give them grace. And by when we take away the accountability that they couldn't do it,
yes,
we were basically saying, you can't do this.
Right.
So we were like validating the fact and saying that they can't. But now, like, they're not putting in the rigor or the effort to push and go through the extra mile. Right?
Right.
Even to the
and
fact,
that's
like,
an excuse, though.
that
To
it
what
is.
to what end, right? Like, I've said before, like, how long are we gonna blame this on? And I'm gonna tell you, like, my sister teaches kindergarten, and those children were born during the pandemic, and people are saying they're COVID babies, and it's like,
no.
they didn't know.
Mm-mm. Nope.
What's going on? What are you saying?
No. I think the other thing is, when we talked about kids missing class and going to a supplemental thing. Okay,
Right,
that's a nuanced thing a little bit, right? Where they
Yes.
have to know where to go, where to get to work. I also have major issue with the kids that are absent and never do makeup work. And this is where we go back to, this is the way it was when I was like,
That's right.
when I, like, in the last 6 or 7 years, there are kids who are absent for whatever reason, right? And there are some kids that always do it. Like, I'm out sick. I'm going to do my
Yes.
work. There are
Yes.
kids that, like, I'm home sick for 3 days. I'm going to check on Google Classroom while I'm laying under a blanket watching, TV shows, and I'm going to
Yes.
check my work. My kids do it. Like, if they're home sick, they're like, okay, I'll at least check in on Google Classroom. What do I need to
Yes.
do? Do I need to read something?
Yes.
Okay. But I have multiple kids where they come in, I sit down with them, I say, here's what you missed. Here's the assignments that you need. Here's when it's due, and I write it on top. And I say, I will check in with you to make sure that you hand these assignments in.
Yes.
And they don't get handed in.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
And then it becomes can I hand it in at the end of the market? Like, no. Like, I'm not,
Right.
like, this whole, let's remove a barrier, and the constant conversations I hear about my colleagues, about, like, this assignment, and I chased this one down, and I got this, and I printed out this missing work, and I gave it to all these people. And for those of you that, listen at work that have these conversations, I'm in no way being critical. That's you. That's your process. But, like, that's exhausting. It's exhausting. Like, how many missing work lists am I going to print out for somebody? How many phone calls am I going to make home? I know it's the job. I know how I'm sounding. I'm getting animated. I'll put my hands down.
Please put them up.
Yeah, put them up. But I'll definitely link Andrea's post.
It was
in our
for
show as
sure
well.
a lot of really
it was
valid
great.
points.
I sent it to her, and because she's been a guest on our show. Oh yeah, I reached out to Andrea, and I said to her, like, hey, this like, far and wide, this needs to be everywhere for people to hear it, because, like, I think that we didn't know that was, like, what she talked about. We didn't know was going to happen. We didn't have the forward thinking to be like, here's what it's going to look like in 5 years. But what you just said is very interesting. Like, oh, they're COVID babies and they're kinder. Nope. Like, that is not an excuse for me. So now we go back to that post that we were talking about, like, parents removing barriers and not, allowing their child to fail, to learn as an opportunity, and hands-on play. Like,
Yes.
those things need to happen more of. And there is a shift. I feel there's a shift going on, both in education and in society in general, about technology and how it's used, and the elephant in the room about, how much screen time kids are getting, and is that, are we adding on to that in school?
I'm just going to tell you.
Yeah.
That they're going to try to take it all away in school. But you're still going to have, like, your average 3-year-old in a restaurant on a phone.
Yeah. That's not an issue that you and I can fix.
It's not. It's just, it's another education blame.
Yeah. And I know for, like,
to me, they're going to scapegoat school.
Uh-huh.
And I genuinely, for 10 years, have used technology in my classroom in a very similar way.
Mm-hmm.
I have never been a 100%er. I never will be a 100%. I do not use it 100% of the time. My kids still have
Me neither.
notebooks, and I have always looked at it as, how can I use this as an enhancement?
It's a tool. It's not the tool.
And not as just a replacement. But I love, for my subject, I absolutely love incorporating videos. I love virtual field trips.
Yep.
I can talk about the Coliseum. I can put up pictures of the Coliseum, but to use a Nearpod and go to the Coliseum,
Yeah.
and stand and look at it and what it looked like and what it looks like now and what it looked like then is completely a different way of teaching them that I could not do if I did not have that technology. So the idea of society, again, blaming, oh, it's got to be the school, must be the school, is just, I'm pre-annoyed. Right? I'm pre-annoyed. I just have to say, I'm pre-annoyed because, yes, schools are cutting. Kids are learning to cut, but it's not being reinforced at home.
Yeah.
And like you said, if the child is not in school and you're absent, you're like, hey, do you have any homework? You feeling better? Can I get, what do you, right? So it does, and it always has to be families and schools working towards the same outcome, wanting and desiring the same positive outcome.
And one of the things we'll be talking about later in this season, little theme for us is, and we're still working out the logistics, the deets and the logistics of all of it, because we're going to have some extra guests coming on.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a little bit, and I've mentioned this before, the tech reset. Like, what are school districts doing? What are parents doing? What are societies doing? Like, in Australia, they're removing access to social media for 16-year-olds.
And Spain.
Yeah, I'm sure they're finding ways around it. But at the same time, these are, I think, steps in the right direction.
Did you know now they're going to pass, or it's already passed, at least in regards to Spain specifically, where if those companies that run social media that is targeted to teenagers do not change the way that it is marketed or used, they will be held responsible.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to approach it in a different way.
Yeah.
It's
a huge.
I mean, my kids watched TV, and my kids had iPads, and played games, and still do. And
Same.
but the balance is paramount. So the balance is what people, I think, are missing.
Yeah.
I think that, and then of course they're just going to scapegoat the school.
Those skills, and I mean, this is a whole other conversation. Okay, these are. And one of the things that's listed here is these aren't academic deficits. They're developmental and executive function gaps.
Yes.
We're expecting these kids to do material and do math that is in some cases is above their academic level, not just math, it's all subjects. But then we're talking about using scissors, and it's something that 12 and 13-year-olds struggle doing. We're talking about following simple 2-3 step directions, and some kids either can't or don't want to.
Right.
Or can't,
and believe
don't want
me,
to.
I have a couple of kids. It's like, and we're not talking about our students that have, been identified or that they really struggle, because obviously I always have, even for today, I have some that I pre-cut. I was ready to help. I was ready to swing in. However, they also do not have the stamina. They just don't have the stamina. Yeah. So I was seeing so much of they were just taking their hands and shaking them. It was like,
yeah. Well,
you're so tired. It's only 9 little things.
The post that we have here, it says teachers are reporting that they're spending instructional time on how to sit in a circle. More on that in a moment. Teaching kids how to wait their turn.
Yes.
How to wait their turn.
That's right.
How to wait their turn.
Why you don't take your shoes off at circle time and throw them at someone.
Teaching kids how to open a juice box. Maybe that's not a big problem in middle school, but you know what I mean.
I do.
So when we are constantly removing friction from a child's life, we're also creating conditions that build incompetence. They're unable to do basic things, and that becomes a challenge academically for certain kids where they are developmentally behind.
Absolutely.
So, and we are by no means developmental experts, but these are things we are seeing in real time in the classroom.
Absolutely. And you know, that feeling and sense of accomplishment, and I say this a lot to my students, I say it to my children, like I say it to myself, to be honest with you, you can do hard things.
Yes.
You can do hard things. And sometimes, like, you know, what is really difficult for one or not for the, you know, you can do hard things. And,
That's what she said.
To be
no,
able
I'm going
to
to delete that out. I just had to say it because
Michael
you said
Scott,
it too many times.
Damn it.
Sorry.
That's funny.
That
You
was
don't
for me
have to delete that. That's
I'm
funny.
a 12-year-old.
Of course. But it's true. It
Yeah.
is true. And they have to know that because life only gets more difficult as time goes on.
Yeah.
And the challenges never stop. They never stop.
There's other posts that are out there. There's posts of like on different, you know, teacher misery post at teachermisery.com. Like there's all things like that. It's like, oh, I have parents that are asking for an extension on a Google Slides project we did in class, and they needed to create 2 original slides, and they had 4 days. And they want an extension on it.
Right. And you know what? Sometimes the answer just is going to have to be no.
And I, you know, again, I always
know
try to build a bridge from the other side and think about like, oh, maybe there was an extenuing circumstance or whatever. But like, come on, like when?
Sometimes
at what
it's
point?
just no. Sometimes it's no. It is no. And we are living right now in a society where it is very difficult to say no. It really just is. Even as parents, it's so hard. You say no. Oh, why not? No, come on. No, it's just no. Like the deadline came and went. You missed it. My friends at my old school, we would talk about this T-shirt, this fantasy T-shirt that everybody always wanted to have, and it was everybody wanted to have these T-shirts made, and it was a person. And they were missing a train, and they had their hand up, and the train was gone, and it said "Deadlines matter," you know. And it was like, it matters. Like it really does. Time, knowing how much you have to be there. Like you can't get to the airport 3 hours for your flight and expect that your flight is waiting for you.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think a lot of schools are struggling with those same things. Kids, you know, chronic absenteeism, chronic tardiness. And
yeah, I mean, I there are things that I marvel at. You know, we are very it's our kids' senior year, and there's a number of things that we have you know, planned for them, and some of them are them missing school in order to do these things. Right? And this is not me bragging or patting myself on the back. My kids get A's, okay? They work hard in the classes that they have. So if I want to take them out for 2 days or 3 days at the end of their senior year, I'm going to take them out. And there shouldn't be, or there is not an issue with attendance, but even if there was, like, there's kids that we see that are late, like, we're in February now, right? It's about 100 years of,
100 days of school.
100 days of school.
Yeah.
And in looking at certain people that I see come in, and you look and you're like, that person has been late to school, unexcused, 56 times.
Yeah.
So, again, maybe there's an extenuating circumstance that I don't know about.
Right.
Maybe they are.
Absolutely.
Maybe the principal already knows, and they're saying, or the whatever. And I'm making up these numbers in these scenarios, right? But like, maybe the principal's like, hey, you know, this child is getting their little brother or sister off to school, and you know, we're going to let them come in late during homeroom, or they're going to come in late during first period. But like, at what point is it like, hey, mom and dad, could we make sure that our child gets to school on time, because that's very important to the learning process?
Yes.
And for middle school, it's a little different because we don't have credits. So at the high school, you cannot be late that much.
Right.
So at the same time, like if your child is, you know, absent a certain amount of days and they're still high achieving and making up every assignment you give them, there shouldn't be an issue. But if I showed up late to work 54 days, there'd be an issue. That'd be an issue. I'm gonna have letters in my mailbox. I'm gonna have problems arise that I'm gonna have to deal with.
100%.
So yeah, this is a larger conversation, something that we're going to keep talking about.
It's ongoing for sure.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because these developmental gaps are, in many ways, just dragging the aggregate of the whole class down. So I found an activity that I really wanted to do, and it was like this foldable activity. It was like, okay, you take 3 pieces of paper and you fold it together, and then you do this and you fold it again. And I'm literally doing it at my desk, and I'm like, this is going to take 3 days. Like, I can't do this.
But all the more reason you should.
But I didn't.
Put on your big boy pants and do it to it.
I didn't. I took the path of least resistance because in that moment, that's what. No, honestly,
but you had to give yourself grace, Mr. Vitale, and no one is going to argue with you about that.
Yeah, at that moment, that's what I needed to do to make life a little bit better. So
that's right.
Before we wrap up, I just want to mention again, I'm gonna link the 2 posts that we've talked about. One of them is a text post. The other one is from Educator Andrea. Shout out to Educator Andrea. Definitely check out those posts. Maybe even take a look at them and listen to them during the episode. So this way you guys have a familiarity of what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I also, again, want to just mention that I thank our new sponsors. We appreciate you, NJ School Jobs and Lesson Launchpad, iHeart Lesson Launchpad. So we appreciate you guys jumping on board and being a part of our show and getting us into the ears of many more listeners. So thanks a lot for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, we may have a lot of obstacles out there, but car insurance is not one of them.
It's not one of them.
That's not.
All right. So, our Season 3 presenting sponsor, Teachers Insurance Plan. Season 3 is brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Teachers Insurance Plan. Check out their website, which is linked in our episode for more information or to get a quote. And Teachers Insurance Plan, auto insurance that brings exclusive educator savings and exceptional customer care to New Jersey and Pennsylvania educational employees. Hey, guess what,
Yeah, they
friend?
do.
Guess what, friend? I'm going to go use your 25-year-old scissors and go cut something out for the Muppet Show. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to wrap it all up.
Let's start the music.
Yeah, it's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights.
That's right.
It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight. So,
go for Gonzo. I appreciate you, Mr. Vitale.
Waka waka. I appreciate you too, Miss Wonko. And we'll see everybody next time on the Balancing Act Podcast.
Bye.
Look for the Balancing Act Podcast every week on your favorite podcast platform. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Thank you for being a part of our audience. We appreciate you.